Well, hello friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. First thing, there's a hurricane that might be forming, that might be headed for New Orleans. Man, thoughts and prayers to you guys, man. Do what they say, man. They said anybody outside of the city's levee system to definitely evacuate. Don't wait around for these things, man. You know, just when you think 2020 can't get any worse, it seems like there's always something else that's happening to just kind of escalate it. You know, it's like, when will this ever end? You know, I have worked real hard to get ready for the season because this year has been so hard with 2020 that you have to have something to look forward to, you know, something to keep you going. And working towards this season to be able to come out and to live stream and to be part of you guys and everything else was something that I could focus on and gave me something to do, so that way I didn't have time on my hands, you know. And I put forth a whole bunch of work, and now today, you know, we pretty much got everything together. I got a few bugs and stuff, literally some bugs. I still have that charbroiled locust to get out, but for the most part, it ended up working good. And today was a tale of two games. Seeing the Eagles lose to the Washington team in the fashion that they did, where they were up 17-0, and see the Washington team come back and, you know, just score 27 unanswered points was unbelievable. And it was kind of cool to see the Eagles lose that one. On the flip side, it was hard for the Cowboys. Now, when I say this stuff, all you trolls, and go ahead, give it to me, trolls, give it to me, are going to say that, you know, you're just making excuses. Well, I can make excuses for the Eagles. The Eagles literally are injured. I'm going to make an excuse for the Eagles. Listen, they had a hard time keeping players on the field. I've never seen so many guys go to the locker room. And this is before all the ones that were already injured. I mean, the fact that, you know, Lane Johnson couldn't play, you know, Brandon Brooks was out, the other offensive lineman. You had to figure with no training camp that some of these guys that had no experience going against a grown-ass man like Chase Young were going to get their lunch handed to them. They were going to get their lunch handed to them. And so that was to be expected because most of the players had been injured. And just because they say, oh, they can play this week, they didn't have to practice. And that's what I said before. It's key about having guys healthy during training camp, so that way you can start building, you know, that repertoire with the quarterback and the wide receivers and the line and stuff like that. This year is going to be crazy. But one thing I always say, and I'm going to get to my Cowboys. I just want to get that out of the way and let you know. Don't get too excited about what you see the first couple of weeks of the season. I always say September fools you. I've seen the Arizona Cardinals start out 3-0 and look like world beaters to lose every other game after that. And this year, more than anything else, is going to be like preseason. And so as I look through, you could see the Cowboys offense was a little bit more put together. And the reason why it seemed like it was a little bit, it's not there. It's not there. We still had injuries. I mean, Cam Irving, he looks like he's injured as well. We thought he was starting in place of Lyle Collins. But Steele started over Irving because Irving had some issues. So you have to understand that we weren't quite there on the offensive line. And you were going against, you know, a really good defensive player in Aaron Donald. But be that as it may, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm giving you reasons. You went on the road to a team that's opening up their stadium, brand new stadium. That's number one. There's a whole sense of pride of not wanting to lose there. Two, they end up having the same coach that coached them to a Super Bowl. They probably changed their game plan, but everybody pretty much knows the terminology and things. And I have to give credit to Philly 500, who said He told me last night that the Eagles would win the division by 3 games, and it's still possible. Trust me, anything's possible. What you saw this week can easily be turned around or continued. That's football for you. But his reason for saying that the Eagles would end up doing well this season and winning division was simple. Because with Philly 500, he's a dingbat. It'd have to be simple. His reasoning was because they had the same coaching staff and everybody knew what they're doing. Everybody else in the division's got all new coaches. They're changing things up. And you could see with the Cowboys offense that kept Kellen Moore. And you could see where Dak Prescott and most of the skilled players were working out together, that they were a little bit better. Now, we got hosed on that call. I'm sorry. Ramsey should get an Academy Award because that was a bullshit call. And I'm expecting tomorrow that the NFL said, well, maybe that wasn't quite offensive pass interference. Let's be honest here. That was about as ticky-tack as it comes. And if that was offensive pass interference, you can take probably half of Michael Irving's career passes and put them in the garbage. If you watch that play, you'll see the official trying to run down the field, and he's about 20 yards behind, facing Ramsey's back. Ramsey, like a smart veteran, he knew he was beat. He just kind of did the whole flop. The official sees him kind of go back and figures it's because he got pushed. I bet the official goes back and looks at this later and says, damn, I got fooled. But be that as it may, the offense seemed a little bit more together than the defense. The defense, all new coaching staff with the exception of Leon Lett. We have a whole lot of new players from Don Terry Poe, Everson Griffin. Everson Griffin, who just got here 2 weeks ago. Alden Smith. And they started playing better in the second half than they did in the first half. And they will get better, but it's going to take some time. There are some areas that you have to be concerned with. You know, Diggs, as a rookie, he got beat on a couple passes, but it wasn't because of being out of position. He was right there. Just the quarterback and the wide receiver just made an incredible play, and it just got beat. And you looked at those and said, how the hell did those get completed? It's a long season. You lick your wounds. Hopefully, you know, the other guys, Blake Jarwin, sounds like ACL. Leighton Vander Esch, collarbone surgery upcoming, are going to be big losses on the team. Cowboys may have to start scouring and making some other plans for some players. But as Stephen Jones says, player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job. And I'll trust Will McClay to hopefully find some guys to help take up the slack. It's not the start of the season that we wanted, but hey, as Michael Anthony puts it, over the course of the last 10 years, when the Dallas Cowboys have won their first game, they haven't made the playoffs. When they've lost their first game, they've made the playoffs. So maybe that Jason Garrettism will still hold true. Well, I appreciate all of you guys and girls that have been in on the channel. I still have to finish off the videos on the game day eats. I still have the sauce and the actual putting the stuff together and pulling the pork. So I'll get those up tomorrow. Right now, I'm tired, boss. It's been a long day and I only got about 4 hours of sleep last night because of the barbecue. But it's all good because I'm happy that I could spend my first football Sunday with you. Well, it could be worse. The Eagles could have won today and we lost. So there's that. See you guys in the morning.